So I need you guys to imagine if Dead Cells crash landed into dead space, but this time you're wielding a katana. Well, that's today's game, Katanaut, a brand new indie roguelite where every slash could be your last essentially. So today I want to dive into the most incredibly stylish action roguelike world of Katanaut, an indie title from developer Voidmaw. If you're a fan of high octane Souls-like combat, but slick pixel art and a whole lot of cosmic Lovecraftian mess, then you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video because I got a lot to say about this new up and coming indie title. So right off the bat, Katanaut immediately grabs you with this aesthetic. You're dropped right into the action after your ship is attacked, setting the stage aboard a massive space station that's spiraling into cosmic chaos. Now, overall, the art style itself really fits that Lovecraftian vibe, and it immediately sucked me in. That was one of the first things that I've noticed just before I even hopped into the game. Looking at the trailers and stuff, is just this stunning hand-drawn pixel graphics creates this cyberpunk-esque world. And also, every character and every environment is packed with detail, feeling both nostalgic and fresh. But what truly sets this game apart is its soundtrack. It has this banger synthwave score that perfectly matches the fast-paced pixelated madness on screen. This is a welcome change of pace from most Metroidvanias, as Katanaut is all about speed and precision. So overall, the bread and butter of Katanaut is a fast-paced combat and exploration. The game offers a simple but deep roguelike loop. You explore the station's violent halls, you can find new weapons, skills, and as well as passive buffs. But once you die, you will lose all those buffs. But the good news is that you get to keep the memory fragments that you collected, which are key to your permanent progression overall. Now, honestly, combat is my favorite part. It's high octane, requires both speed and efficiency, but when you start, you can choose from two different katanas. The first katana lets you do a jump attack, which is essentially anytime you were to attack, you press the attack button, your character would do like a jumping slash towards the enemy. Then the second katana that you start off with is mainly focused on parrying. So when you overall are in battle, you will notice that enemies will have an exclamation point on the top of their heads. That's when it's time to actually attack, which will cause them to be dazed and allows you to get free extra hit-ins. Also, on top of that, you do get a side weapon as well. So I've noticed myself like using my side weapon as well as attacking and just trying to be as fluid and as fast as possible. I personally found that the parry focused katana to be the most satisfying and almost broken in a good way. But then I finally got my hands and actually tried out using the first katana that you get, which is the jumping attack. And honestly, that katana alone is probably the most speed run any percent katana that I've seen in this game. Now, yes, there are more katanas you could get out there, but through my consecutive deaths constantly about all the time, I haven't gotten too far to get any new primary weapons, but I did find plentiful amounts of side weapons like the gravity guns. There are different katanas you can have as your secondary, plasma pistols, and a lot more. So overall, what makes every new run feel fresh is that the areas change shape with every death. The game can save for you, but just know that if you do die, you will start back at the beginning. Now, overall, starting back at the beginning is not a bad thing because this allows you to utilize all the stuff that you gain throughout of it to permanently upgrade yourself over time. But you do start the level back at square one. So eventually it becomes a rinse and repeat of running through these levels, trying to get to the next door, get that little intermediate area where you can roll for new perks or reheal yourself, reheal your one-time syringe, and then see if there's any other new skills you can grab before you go to the next room. It can be a little frustrating because when I died on the second level, this is the main core loop of Katanaut, and part of it, its brutal rewarding charm. To help you along the way, you will find different syringes that offer powerful temporary bumps, but just for that run. And a lot of these syringes offer boosts in your attack through skills that use kinetic or ether based attacks. Now, these particular specific attacks come from overall like your skills that you unlock throughout your time, and it's honestly pretty cool. Like you can actually really mix and max like what skills will work. There's plentiful amount of skills out there, as well as if you find the same skill on a battlefield that to the one you already have, then boom, you can be able to upgrade that. And honestly, the progression system is pretty extensive. There are two forms of currency. There's the purple orb currency that allows you to buy skills and weapon implants for permanent upgrades. And there's also gold currency that lets you buy abilities for your current run. You can spend these resources at the vendors and you'll find throughout the levels, the more chests you find, the more you'll have to spend. And last but not least, for the overall core gameplay loop, let's talk about the bosses. Now, so far, I've only fought the first boss of this game. On top of that, I also fought the secret hidden bosses that you will find throughout the different teleporters that are around in each map. Now, the boss fight in Katanaut require precise timing while also being constantly times, because there's this one boss that's the very first boss. Once you get through 3 of the levels first, he just kept beating me, and I'm pretty sure like even at this review, I would definitely go back and defeat him and move forward. But overall, I can see the overall gameplay loop. His backswing and the tick damage from its orbs kept like killing me. And theoretically, when you take damage, think of it like Legend of Zelda. You only get 3 lives. Now, yes, you can upgrade those later with that purple orb currency that I was speaking of, but you start with 3. So if you get hit 3 times, that's it. Game over. GG, start back at the beginning. Now, yes, you're allowed 1 like free heal, which is the syringe, and there are other syringes out there that has a possibility of spawning, which will allow you to refill that syringe. So keep in mind, you basically have 3 lives and you have a lifeline to regain those 3 lives, basically give you that second chance. But overall, any amount of damage that comes across you, that will count as a tick of your damage. So this game is brutal, because there's been times where like I'm blitzing through the enemies, and just the fact that I ran into them can cause them to be able to deal some form of damage to me. But one thing that I really enjoy about these Metroidvanias is that every single victory, no matter how small, feels quite incredibly earned. And that's the one thing that I feel like people will really enjoy about Katanaut, between the soundtrack, the visuals, the very fast-paced gameplay. Katanaut is quite a stellar example of what indie games can achieve. It has great heart, incredible style, and an extremely tight gameplay loop. And overall, if you are looking for like this challenging and rewarding experiences that can test your reflexes, then, I wholeheartedly recommend picking up Katanaut. Indie games they're finding more ways to become good, and these games are definitely destroying some of these AAA games. Now, I have high hopes for what this game has to offer, even post its launch, which will be as of today. It's a simple roguelite, man, but it has a very extensive progression system and a ton of different combinations to discover overall. And of course, earlier this year, we did have Katanaut's demo, and of course, as of today, you got the full game in itself. Between these games, like great background, like I said, the visuals is definitely one of the key things that can soak in anybody who loves pixel art graphics. This game really has a lot going for it, and it has a lot of potential, and I honestly just cannot wait for this to just like flourish and bloom. And especially with Silksong releasing, like, man, these Metroidvanias just always find ways to really get you in. Like I said, my favorite Metroidvania is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Of course, one of the goats that started the whole Metroidvania between the Castlevania and as well as Metroid in its name, essentially. And I love when games pay homage to those games. I just covered Silksong yesterday, and just playing through Silksong again, playing through Hollow Knight. And it's just like, even now playing through Katanaut, it's a lot of these games really truly take the spirit and homage and really help bring forward like these truly difficult games. I love difficult games. It sets off this dopamine in my head that allows me to be able to just get that sense of pride that I finally defeated that boss, or I finally got past this area, or I even just beat the game. But overall, are you guys planning on diving into the launch? I hope you really do, because this game is definitely fun. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Did you play the demo? Are you going to play the official launch of it? Let me know, because today is the launch. If you guys want to check it out, go hop on Steam. I just want to thank the team over at Voidmaw for allowing your boy to obtain a key. And I'll definitely love to continue working with Voidmaw with further future projects as well. But I also want to know your guys' challenging roguelike experiences in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed challenging indies and offbeat action games, definitely subscribe to the channel, join the podcast for more deep dives for any of your favorite games out there. But as always, stay safe out there, and it's been your host, KSD TV, signing out. Peace.